Now, let me be sure I understand you correctly, Miss Summers. You're saying that you were having an affair with Congressman Carruthers.
Yes. We were lovers.
Let me remind the spectators, this is a courtroom, not a barnyard. If you can't tell the difference between the two, I will have the bailiff remove every one of you. Proceed, Mr. Webster.
So you and the congressman were lovers. This was while you were on his campaign staff?
Yes, it started shortly after I was hired.
I see. Now, how long did you work for him?
About 3 months.
This was all during the time that Kate had accepted his marriage proposal, wasn't it?
Yes. He was seeing us both.
Seems like that would require some amount of fancy footwork. Now, you knew about Kate. Did she know about you?
No. Not until I told her. I felt she had the right to know the kind of man that she was marrying.
And yet your confession did not prevent her from becoming Mrs. Lee Carruthers. Why is that?
No, I took a wrong turn the day of the wedding and I arrived too late. I broke the news to her right after they were married. That's when she walked out on him.
Welcome back home, little girl. This time your mother and I intend to keep you here.
That's right. We sure do, because the hospital is no place for Mama's little baby. You know, sometimes I think she understands me.
Of course she does. She's a Redland, isn't she?
Yeah, but most of all, she's God's gift to us. You know, and he sure answered our prayers.
Yeah. You know, gosh, I wasn't saying much the time when we found out that she had that lung infection, but I was just kind of sitting there thinking to myself, maybe God was trying to tell me something.
Tell you what?
I don't know, maybe I need to straighten up and act more like a father to my children. I mean, it's all that I can do now to squeeze in enough time for poor Jimmy. I mean, we go to games and then we go out and shoot a couple of baskets and stuff. But, you know, but when I'm out there, my mind is still buried into the copy that I left on the desk. And, you know, I don't want Jimmy and Alicia to grow up like that. I don't want them to grow up the way I did, you know, with their mother being the full-time parent and their father only being part-time.
You know, I didn't know you felt that way about your dad.
Yeah.
You never really talked about him.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I guess I really didn't understand him. But now that I think back, I guess maybe he was thrown by the same thing I am, and that's being responsible for his family.
Yeah, but I share that responsibility with you, baby.
I know, but when I look at that little girl, I mean, sometimes I wonder, how am I gonna protect her, and how will I teach her to stand on her own?
The same way you did with Jimmy. You haven't missed your mark.
Oh, thanks, lady.
You know, our children are special.
Well, I sure want to treat them like they are.
Then why don't you ask God to show you, help you find the end of your days? You know, because we have such a short time here on Earth. And in that way, each day will count even more.
I think I'll leave the asking to you, because if I recall, it seems that we started a big snowball the last time I prayed with you in the hospital.
Oh, Jean, one day you'll come around. But I better get to feeding Alicia before she starts reminding me.
Wait. Hey, what about me? What are you gonna feed me for lunch?
Well, you know your way around the kitchen. Find something.
Wait a minute now. As I recall, I remember Mom saying something about some verse in the Bible about a woman's duty. So, I'd like to have myself a ham sandwich and a cup of hot soup. That should do me just fine. Carla? Rascal.
If I hadn't taken that wrong turn, I would have gotten there in time to stop the wedding. That was my intention.
And that's when she left.
Yes.
She was visibly angry.
Wouldn't you be if you were in her place?
A simple yes or no will be sufficient, Miss Summers.
Yes. She was definitely upset.
Now, about your current relationship with the congressman, are you two still seeing each other?
No. I've been in Maine since he had Sebastian Knight fire me.
Thus marking the end of your privileges with him. Now tell me something, how many other women were fired for similar reasons?
You'll know soon enough.
Come on, I want to know now.
Hey!
Now tell me, come on.
Drunk. I heard that about you.
What problems with Kate Lee?
Oh, boy, she has a great track record, hasn't she? For all her accusations about me, she can't even keep a husband.
What do you mean, keep a husband? Hey! Hey, you!
Objection! Why is Mr. Webster using this line of questioning? Congressman Carruthers is not on trial here.
Objection sustained.
Your Honor, please allow me to pursue this line of
Objection
questioning.
sustained, Mr. Webster. Redirect your question.
Yes, Your Honor. Miss Summers, why have you waited so long to divulge this information? Some people might think that you were just out for revenge. Some people might think that you made up this whole story about having an affair with him
That's
because
not
you threw
true.
yourself at him and he didn't want it.
You just asked Sebastian Knight how much he wanted me. He saw Lee and I together one night in his office. No. I had my taste of revenge seeing Lee lose Kate the minute he put that ring on her finger.
Miss Summers, you still haven't answered my question. Why wait until now?
I wanted to prevent someone else from being used the way I was. I sat out in that courtroom and listened to Lee's grieving testimony. He's using Kate's death the same as he was using her when she was alive. His marriage was nothing but a sham.
Are you saying that he's perjured himself?
Objection, Your Honor. Counsel is leading the witness.
Objection sustained. Mr. Webster, do I have to warn you again?
No, sir, Your Honor. I'm sorry. I really don't have any more questions, Your Honor. Thank you.
Your witness, Mr. Lockwood.
Your Honor, I have no questions for the witness.
You know something, babe? I didn't realize that there was only a half day today for Jimmy.
Uh-huh. It's the teacher's day off so they can enter in all of his A's.
But, you know, I wouldn't mind seeing some of those when he brings that report card home.
Yeah, well, they'll be in there one day. You know, I've really been keeping on top of him to get his homework done this semester.
I want to know something. What has happened to the play now and the work later routine with that little guy?
You know, you got me. I don't know, it seems like he's been staying in more lately. Maybe he just wants to buckle down.
You sure he's not coming down with something?
Nah, his appetite is still just as big as yours.
Get out of here. I don't know, maybe I'll still just talk to him and see what's going on with him.
No, it's okay. I mean, I don't mind him simmering down every now and again. Oh, goodness, you know something? The last time he was introverted, he had a crush on Olivia.
Olivia.
Yeah, a friend of mine in Tahoe. Good singer, had a great pair of pipes. Trouble was, she was a bigger kid than Jimmy.
Oh, no.
And he really liked it because she would let him do whatever he wanted. Stay up late, watch TV.
Carla, you let that boy stay with that woman?
Well, I didn't have much of a choice. I mean, now where was I going to find a sitter from midnight to 6 in the morning? Anyway, I took care of her kid when she was singing.
You know something, babe? I really am glad that we got the chance to, well, you know, live out some of our little fancies.
What do you mean?
Well, you were a singer, got that out of your system, and I was able to be co-anchor for WRD, and I mean, think about it. if we'd never done that before, any of those things, then we would never realize just how much better off we are now.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Because a career means nothing
Carla.
without a loving family to come home to.
Yeah, and I'm gonna keep it that way, too.
You better.
I'm gonna keep it that way. Listen, I know you think little Jimmy is going through this little introverted stage and everything, but I think I'm gonna have a little talk with the little guy.
Okay.
All right? Mm-hmm. See ya.
Later.
You do not wish to question Ms. Summers?
No, Your Honor, I do not.
I don't understand. I tipped him off, but he's letting her go.
Easy, Lee. Just sit tight.
However, Your Honor, I do request permission to approach the bench, if I may.
Come forward.
Why isn't he trying to tear Andrea's testimony to shreds? Does he know something that we don't?
I don't know, Dave. I think it's a stalling tactic. I don't know why he'd do that.
Mr. Webster, do you have any more questions of this witness?
No, not at this time, Your Honor.
Very well. Ms. Summers, you may step down. Mr. Webster.
Yes?
Would you please approach the bench?
Yes.
You get the feeling the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing?
Well, it seems that way, but it's not over yet.
Miss Summers,
Yes.
don't make yourself so scarce. I know the DA doesn't want to talk to you, but I have quite a few questions for you. What do you suppose they're plotting up there?
We'll know soon enough. Remember, there are reporters sitting all around you. You don't want them to see anything else you'll regret.
The prosecution has requested a recess, and the defense does not have any objections. Therefore, court is recessed until 2 p.m.
Rise.
Hey, Dave, this recess could be just as good for us as it can be for Lockwood.
Andrea seems to be the breakthrough we needed.
Well, that could be, but I don't want to get too overconfident about that.
Yeah. Well, my memory keeps coming back in bits and pieces, Harold, but it was Andrea who gave me the reason to go looking for Kate that night. And don't you see, if I knew that Kate walked out on Lee the day of their wedding, then there goes my reason for any murder. Stacy, things hadn't happened the way they did.
Daddy.
At least it makes living with your mom's memory a little easier, knowing that she wasn't completely taken in by him.
Well, after today, we all feel like that.
Are you going to recall him?
You better believe it. He's got a whole lot of explaining to do. For one thing, he didn't talk anything about Kate or the marriage.
Yes, he was too busy lying to cover his own hide. Look, if he killed her...
Now, wait a minute. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. It's true that Andrea's testimony blew holes in his honeymoon tales from Avalon Springs, but it didn't prove him a murderer.
Unfortunately.
Well, look, I just want to see him exposed. He's done nothing but exploit Kate from the beginning. Using her when she was alive and using her when she was dead to get elected.
Tell me something, Harold.
Well, sure. Anything for Kingsley's finest?
How is it that you pull these prize witnesses out of thin air when I've been tracking them around for 3 weeks and can't come up with anything?
This one didn't come out of thin air. She was a gift.
I thought you'd given up caffeine.
It's better than going back to 2 packs of cigarettes a day. You know, I hate being blindsided. Carruthers' warning didn't give me a chance to prepare.
You mean you knew about Andrea Summers?
5 minutes before she took the stand.
Well, I don't understand. You allowed us to be set up.
I didn't allow anything. It was either dive in on Carruthers' word or play it by ear.
I'm not sure you made the right choice.
Well, neither am I, but I had to go with my gut instinct that this obviously wasn't the right time to go for the jugular.
So what's our next move?
Wait for the impact of this to die down, I guess.
I'd like to work with you in private, Marshal.
Well, you picked an unlikely place for it.
Well, let's take a shot at it anyway. This seems to be our day for weathering storms.
I'll see you back in the office, Wendy.
Whatever happened Till you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
Just what are you getting at, Sebastian?
I'll tell you what I'm getting at. You can start waving goodbye to any dreams you may have had of following in Lee's political footsteps after the way you handled Andrea in there. You should have lit into her like a brush fire.
I know what I'm doing. It's Webster's star witness's testimony that doesn't contain one shred of evidence. It's her word against his.
Oh, yeah? Well, her word just happens to have that jury on its ear right now, in case you haven't noticed.
And that's precisely why this wasn't the time to dismantle her emotional charge. I'll wait till my summation. By then, the high drama of Miss Summers' testimony will have worn off. Rest assured, Sebastian, that's the time I'll set her up.
You know, that mother of yours sure does make a great cup of hot chocolate, huh? So tell me something, buddy. How's things been on the center court for you? You still 1 for 1 at the free throw line?
Yeah, as long as I keep up my practice.
Oh, Mom tells me you haven't been able to do too much of that lately. You got too much homework butting in on your fun time?
No, not really.
Are you teed up with me about something, Jimmy?
No, Dad.
You sure? I mean, because if so, I'd like to talk about it.
No, I'm not mad.
What about Mom?
No.
You're not upset with Mom? You're not upset with me? We both passed the test? What about your baby sister? Uh-huh. Okay. So, Sis doesn't pass the test.
Well, why is everybody making such a big deal over her? She's just a baby.
Jimmy, she's not just a baby. She's our first daughter, son. Can't you understand that? I mean, it's just like you being our first child, our first son.
Well, I didn't get sick like she did I?
Well, no, you didn't have any lung infection or anything like that, but I have you to know, buddy, that you kept your mom up plenty of nights because you had everything from diaper rash to ear infection. See, babies need a lot of attention. She's not old enough to take care of herself like you might be able to do.
Yeah, but it seems like you and Mom love her more than you do me. Even Grandma does.
Jimmy, no, buddy, we love both of you. We don't love one more than the other. I tell you what, now listen. You see, the nice thing about love is there's plenty of it to go around for everybody. See, I don't have to take your portion and divide it with Alicia.
Even if she stays sick all the time?
But she's been miraculously healed. And we're hoping that she's going to stay as healthy and strong as you are. But now, even if she doesn't, that doesn't mean that we're going to neglect you. And your grandmother wouldn't either.
I guess.
Whoa. What do you mean you guess?
You're right.
Man, well, that's good. I tell you something now, the best way to start getting to know your little sister is start spending more time around her. Because one day she's going to be looking up to you as a big brother.
Me?
Yep, you. That's right. She's going to be asking you everything there is to know about growing up. And she will, too. And you're going to be expected to give her an answer, too.
I never thought of that. It's kind of like you know everything because you're older than I am.
Yeah, something like that, I guess. Hey, I tell you what. Why don't we zip upstairs, check on her, see how she's doing?
Sure.
Good. You know, I'll tell you something else. You know that little girl? She's a real cutie. But I'll tell you one thing, though. She's got feet like your grandmother, so she won't have any problem swimming.
And don't think you can threaten me with the loss of political favors just because you don't like the way I'm handling this case.
Now, hold on, Marshal. No one said anything about threats.
Well, it sure sounded like one to me, and I will not be intimidated.
Marshal? Sebastian, I was looking for you. Is there a back way out of here?
Your usual exit, Lee?
If I knew you were going to turn on me, Mr. District Attorney, I wouldn't have told you about Andrea.
Don't waste your breath, Lee. You're not going to get anywhere with him.
Certainly not if it's a repeat of what he just stumped on me.
What's he talking about?
Gibberish. Let's take the stairs to the back of the courtroom. Come on.
But don't rush off. The press is waiting for you to make a statement. Or should I say confession.
Why don't you make it for me, Marshal? You know the whole story.
And does the whole story equal the whole truth? In your case, it might not.
Lee has nothing to hide.
Nothing that won't be exposed. You know, Congressman, it's a funny thing about the truth. No matter how damaging it is, it always works to your advantage in the long run.
I didn't kill Kate, Mr. District Attorney, if that's what you're driving at. Maybe I should have told you about Andrea
Hold
before,
on now. Don't say anything else without your attorney.
No, you better not. I'll just have to settle this in the cross-examination. Well, if you gentlemen aren't leaving, I think I will.
My congressional seat rides on this trial. I could lose everything that I've worked for.
Now, look, let's just keep a clear head. You may have worked yourself into a corner, but I've gotten you out of them before, and I'm sure I can again.
Who are we kidding, Sebastian? I've been caught in a lie, and no amount of bureaucratic rhetoric will be able to gloss over it.
Come on, Lee.
Just a minute, Congressman.
Please.
You're not pinning Kate's murder on me, Webster. That was a cheap shot bringing Andrea up here.
Speaking of the word cheap, you bring a whole new dimension to the meaning of the word.
Now, back off, Lee. He's probably staged this for a crew of reporters just waiting for you to take the first punch.
Well, now, why didn't I think of that?
And I'll tell you something. You're not getting away with murder.
We feel the same way about you.
Now, hold on. I wouldn't make any accusations that I couldn't prove, especially about a U.S. congressman.
A distinguished position which he may not be holding for much longer. Your term in Congress might be the shortest in congressional history. Let's go, Dave.